CBS News.
Now on CBS News Up to the Minute.
Murder and terror and horror in Tripoli caused by NATO.
NATO calls it a weapons malfunction in Libya. An airstrike goes wrong, leaving up to 9 civilians dead.
Why do they need a 45 to 50 cent a gallon credit, just to do their business?
And senators take the budget axe to the $6 billion a year subsidy of the ethanol industry. Good morning, everyone, from CBS News headquarters in New York City. This is Up to the Minute. I'm Terrell Brown, in for Betty Wynn. Tensions are running high along the border of Syria and Turkey. Syrian President Bashar Assad sent his army to the region to stop refugees from fleeing the brutal crackdown on anti-government demonstrators. 10,000 refugees have already fled to Turkey. Another 10,000 are said to be hiding along the frontier, waiting to leave. For 4 months now, Syrians have been protesting against the government. The crackdown has left 1,400 dead and led to 10,000 arrests. Assad is scheduled to address the nation later today. To Libya now, a NATO airstrike accidentally hit a residential building in Tripoli. NATO is calling it a weapons system failure. Colonel Gaddafi's government is calling it deliberate murder, claiming 9 civilians were killed. CBS's Susan McGinnis reports.
This is the neighborhood where Libyan government officials say a NATO bomb deliberately killed 9 civilians, including 2 children.
This is another night of murder and terror and horror in Tripoli caused by NATO.
NATO admits one of its weapons missed its intended target and may have caused a number of civilian casualties. The incident comes as U.S. involvement in Libya has reached a milestone. It's been just more than 90 days since the first airstrike, possibly putting the administration in violation of the War Powers Act, which requires the president to get permission from Congress for continued military action.
We're spending $10 million a day, part of an effort to drop bombs on Gaddafi's compounds.
But the White House insists it is complying with the War Powers Act because there are no U.S. troops on the ground.
And I believe that President Obama has complied with the law, consistent in a manner with virtually all of his predecessors.
Meanwhile, the United Nations is pressing the rebels for details on how they would run Libya if Gaddafi stood down or was ousted, an outcome many lawmakers feel is necessary.
If this guy survives, it's the end of NATO. Our standing in the world goes down.
The debate over the mission in Libya is expected to intensify this week as some lawmakers have sued the White House and others bring legislation to end U.S. involvement. Susan McGinnis for CBS News, the United Nations.
Things are back to normal at Reagan National Airport outside Washington. There was a bomb threat against the U.S. Airways jet. That jet was searched. There was no bomb. The man who made the threat at an airport ticket counter in Dayton, Ohio, was sent to a mental facility. Negotiations aimed at taming the huge federal budget deficit.
Well, good morning. I'm meteorologist Randy Alice, and it's 4:03 right now. Just real quick here, we want to give you a little cut-in for a severe thunderstorm going on. A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for the southern part of Marion County, Johnson County, Hendricks County, Brown County, and also Morgan County. That's until 4:45. Forecast A-storm tracker radar does show a very intense thunderstorm cell rolling through the southern part of Marion County, and especially down across parts of Morgan County into Johnson County, places like Brooklyn here. Some very heavy rain coming down. This is approaching the Whiteland area. We'll go ahead and put a track on the storm. It is rolling towards the east about 35 miles an hour. So some of the towns in the path of the storm: Franklin 4 minutes away, Whiteland 6 minutes away, 8 minutes in Greenwood, Holmcroft about 10 minutes from right now, time of arrival. Now we will switch over real quick to our forecast 8 Viper radar, and just want to show you the purple area. That indicates some pretty good hail coming down, especially around Martinsville, the eastern half of Morgan County, some hail. So if you're watching in Greenwood, perhaps the Franklin area, be on the lookout. Some lot of lightning and thunder, some gusty winds, torrential downpours of rain, and also the potential for some fairly good hailstones rolling through the region. We'll go back to forecast A-storm tracker radar. These thunderstorms here are moving towards the east, maybe a little northeast, at about 30 to 35 miles an hour. And again, there is a severe thunderstorm warning out for northern Brown County.